नमो भक्ति विनोदाय सच्चिदानंद नामिने गौरशक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपानुहवराय ते गौराविर्भावो मे स्वं निर्दिष्ट सज्जन प्रिय वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरत्विषे नमः पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण So myself and Subandapu are in same room, sitting little apart. Okay. So I was just seeing that next month end we have the Gundicha Marjan and the July, we have the Ratha Yatra. And as those of you who have come for the like our Puri Yatra, so you might have heard about this event. It's a very, very important event, that is this Ratha Yatra ceremony. So this Ratha Yatra ceremony, if you see in our Krishna consciousness, so we have the aspect of like worshipping the supreme absolute truth. So any philosophy for that matter, any religious this one for that matter, no, it actually aims at that supreme absolute truth. And we know that Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavaniti Sabjate. So the Bhagavan is the supreme topmost, and Bhagavan form of realization. So that means the Lord has a personality, and then the Lord is the Lord actually has so much nice wonderful qualities and relationships and things like that. So amongst that, there are so many different ways in which the Lord actually deals with his devotees. The devotee can have the relationship of dasya, then sakya, then vatsalya, and then madhurya. So even in this madhurya rasa, so which is the topmost of all the relationships, so like we see that the most like superior is the rasa of this service and separation, and this Ratha Yatra is that pinnacle of all the Bhagavan in his best, and the devotee in his best. So that is the aspect of this Ratha Yatra. So it is a very, very intense kind of an festival, wherein the whole event is that the devotees of Vrindavan, so they are in separation from Krishna, and they go to meet Krishna during the eclipse time. So that in the Kurukshetra, and in the Kurukshetra, like they request the Lord to come back, and they say that it is though Krishna is there, so but still they are not able to feel that same connect with the Supreme Lord, because the Lord is there, but there is no Govardhan, there is no Yamuna, there is no this the setting of Vrindavan is not there, and then it is not that the same. So it is not Krishna everywhere is same. Krishna in Vrindavan is very, very special, and the devotees of Vrindavan, they want to see Krishna in that form only, and so for that preparation, actually during that time, so the devotees of Vrindavan, so the gopis, so they actually put Krishna on a chariot, and they actually drag him back to Vrindavan. So now in Jagannath Puri we have this in the yatra we had been discussing this point, that there is two mountains that are there, Sundarachal and then the Nilachal. So the Sundarachal mountain is the one of Gundicha, and then the Nilachal mountain is the Jagannath temple. So nowadays, it is all flattened, and then we have road in between and things like that. So this like Nilachal to Sundarachal is this one that from Kurukshetra to like Kurukshetra, or like this Sri Mandir, like the main Jagannath temple. So that is considered to be the like Dwaraka feature, or the Kurukshetra or Dwaraka feature of the Lord. And from there, the devotees are dragging Krishna to the Vrindavan. So that is the whole aspect of this Ratha Yatra ceremony. And so Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he personally was present in Jagannath Puri, he was engaged in this whole pastime. And before bringing Lord Jagannath to the like Gundicha temple, so which is technically Vrindavan, so in the past time, so and it's also literally Gundicha temple is Vrindavan. So before doing that activity, so they actually do the cleansing of Gundicha temple. So I request one of the devotees to read this summary. It will be nice. Sarveshwar, you can read.
Yes, please. In his Amrit Prabhav Bhashya, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur summarizes this chapter as follows. The king of Orissa, Maharaj Prataprudra, tried his best to see Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srila Nityananda Prabhu and the other devotees informed the Lord about the king's desire, but Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would not agree to see him. At that time, Sri Nityananda Prabhu devised a plan, and he sent a piece of the Lord's outward garment to the king. The next day, when Ramananda Rai again entreated Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to see the king, the Lord, denying the request, asked Ramananda Rai to bring the king's son before him. The prince visited the Lord dressed like a Vaishnava, and this uh, awakened
It first line.
and this awakened remembrance of Krishna. Thus, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu delivered the son of Maharaj Pratap. After this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu washed the Gundicha temple before the Rath Yatra took place. He then took his bath at Indradyumna lake and partook of prasadam in the garden nearby. While Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu washed the temple of Gundicha, a Gaudiya Vaishnava washed the lotus feet of the Lord and drank the water. This incident is very significant, for it awoke within the devotee ecstatic love. Then the son of Advaita Prabhu, named Gopal, fainted during Kirtan, and when he did not come to his senses, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu favored him by awakening him. There was also some humorous talk between Nityananda Prabhu and Advaita Prabhu during Prasadam. Advaita Prabhu said that Nityananda Prabhu was unknown to anyone and that it was not the duty of a householder, Brahmana, to accept dinner with a person unknown in society. In answer to this humorous statement, Sri Nityananda Prabhu replied that Advaita Acharya was a monist and that one could not know how his mind could be turned by eating with such an impersonalist. The conversation of these two Prabhus, Nityananda Prabhu and Advaita Prabhu, carried a deep meaning that only an intelligent man can understand. After all, the Vaishnavas finished their luncheon. Swarup, Damodar and others took their prasadam within the room. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took great pleasure when he saw the Jagannath deity after the period of deity's retirement. At that time, Lord Chaitanya was accompanied by all the devotees, and all of them were very pleased.
Nice. So now we will study this section, like this one in detail. First text. Okay. Got stuck. Yes. Okay. So in this, if we see the first shloka of every chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita, it gives a summary of that particular chapter, and it also highlights something very important, which is there in that chapter. So it is mentioned Sri Gundicha Mandiram Atma Vrindaihi Sammarjayan Kshalanataha Sa Gauraha Swachitta Chithalam Ujvalam Cha Krishnopavesha Veshau Bhaikam Chakara. So here it's mentioned Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu washed and cleansed the Gundicha temple with his devotees and associates. In this way, he made it as cool and bright as his own heart, and thus he made the temple a befitting place for Lord Krishna to sit. So it is a very important thing that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Krishna himself in the mood of Srimati Radharani, and Srimati Radharani is the best person who attracts Krishna. And here it's mentioned that this Gundeja temple, it is going to host the Supreme Lord Jagannath in its place over there. So before doing that, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually prepared the place just as good as his heart, so cool and bright, like that. So he made the whole thing completely nirmal. So this is a very important thing to note, that until unless we become completely pure and free from all the anarthas and things like that, so we will not be able to have Krishna in our heart. So how will we purify? Who will actually purify? Who will actually cleanse the heart from all the anarthas? Any inputs from devotees?
Can I say? Lord, the Supreme Lord in the form of holy name can clear the heart.
Any reference?
Chetodarpan Marjan.
Yeah, Chetodarpana Marjanam is there. And one more, all of us should be like very,
that one.
That is also very important. So this is something that we have to memorize, right? So this set of slokas. So first canto, second chapter, sloka number 16 onwards, I think. So some 6-7 slokas. So they are actually mentioning the progressive stages of Ado Shraddha to Prema, Shraddha to Prema. So that is the this one. So in that, if we see, and in many ways, like Chetodarpana Marjanam, in many instances we can actually see the cleansing of the heart is personally done by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So here also we see that Gundicha temple is cleansed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. So we don't have the capacity to cleanse, even our own heart. So then what is it that we have to do? Like if Lord is only going to clean, why is he not cleaning? Why, what is it actually, why it is taking so much time?
Because we are not desiring for it.
Yeah, so that's a very important thing. We know that Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's this one on that marriage party, So now actually I've come here to Narsimha Giridhari Mandir for a marriage. Generally brahmacharis don't take part in marriage, but then we have this Varada Krishna Prabhu's daughter's marriage is there. So just wanted to be there and see that organization and things like that goes fine. So there's Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur also mentions a marriage party. So wherein they like in the night they board and they boat, and then they want to go to the other side of the shore a little distance, and there the marriage is going to happen. So the night they boarded and whole night they rode, and in the morning they saw that they were there only. So it is because of the anchor. They didn't remove the anchor. So this today morning, like in our Bhagavatam purport, it is mentioned that even if a neophyte devotee or even if it a materialist, if he has a desire, then the Lord makes a note, and then the Lord tries to fulfill those desires. So now if we say like Krishna, like this devotional service is too much, let me try to do something material, Krishna will say, okay, no, fine, no problem, I have been waiting for you for many lifetimes. You take a little more time, few more lifetimes, it doesn't matter. So for Krishna, he likes us very much, and then he doesn't force us, right? So that is why it is very important. In one of the prayers of Prahlad Maharaj, we were just studying, during Narsimha Chaturdashi, we were studying this. So prayers of Prahlad Maharaj, he is telling, when Narsimha Dev is there in front of him, still he is mentioning that, I wish that I could get the association of your pure devotees and I serve those pure devotees. So what is the point when, if Lord is the one whom we have to attain and he's there right in front of us, so what is the point of asking for devotees? So because no, just getting the audience of the Lord is not that great actually. So no, we need to actually become no really very attached to the Lord, and that's possible only in the association of devotees who are very very expert in getting attached to the Lord actually. And I just got deviated from the point what I was mentioning before.
Cleansing the heart, Prabhu.
Anchor, so the anchor which is there, this is like very very important, that the Lord will allow the living entity to go on his own pace. He's we be a non-devotee or we be an atheist or we be a very casual devotee, whatever it is, the Lord will accommodate everything. So but other serious devotees, they'll come and say, hey, Prabhu, like no, what are you doing, like no, you should be more serious. So like somebody may say like, अरे भगवान को कुछ टेंशन नहीं है, आपको क्या टेंशन है? छोड़िए ना, आराम से आएंगे हम, है ना? So but then the devotees are more merciful, so they say that, see, so many lifetimes we have wasted here, and like Krishna is also is in tension because of us. So like it is just like if your children are gone out of home, and like you'll be anxious to get them back, right? So in the same way, like Krishna is our home is the spiritual world, and we want to be there in the spiritual world. So but then so we want to be there in the spiritual world. So and Krishna wants us to be there in the spiritual world. He can take care of us very nicely, and the whole setting is very amazing for us there. So but then we have taken a choice to come to this material world. Being a parent, being our master, he takes care of us nicely even here. Whatever is needed here, he takes care of everything. So but then like it is our job also to see that what am I doing to the Lord? So I'm just taking service from the Lord, and I'm just putting him also in tension, that it is just like a small child wants to cross the road and go somewhere and things like that, the parent will be in tension. So in the same way, like we want to be there in this material world, Krishna will be in tension. you know so it's a dangerous place to be in. So and Krishna will definitely be in tension. So Krishna wants us to like reach back to him, and Krishna wants us to be there in his association, as like a genuine parent would always like, as a genuine master would always like to protect his servant. So that is something like we want to that anxiety is something that we want to actually develop. That is what is the main goal of the Vaishnava association. So why do we have to come together? This is all the same text that is there, same scripture that is there. We can even sit alone and read these things also. So what is the purpose of coming together is to somehow or other share this anxiety that I need to attain Krishna, and I need to develop in my Krishna consciousness, and I need to progress in Krishna consciousness. So this is very, very essential actually. So if that is not there, really, like we are missing out a lot of thing actually. So this is something that individually we will not be able to get this particular thing. This is something very important, only in association of devotees. So we will actually get this thing. It's just like one devotee was mentioning, like matchbox and a matchstick. A matchstick doesn't have fire and matchbox doesn't have fire, but together, like they actually produce fire. So in the same way, like we see that we may not have a half an hour before, like we may not have had like the intense desire to attend the Lord or to become serious in Krishna consciousness or something like that. So but then the moment we come in association of devotees, we see each other and we discuss a little Krishna katha, immediately this one whole thing gets charged up actually, right? So that's the main point. We try to cleanse the heart, and the heart is cleansed by the Lord. And only thing is we have to allow the Lord to cleanse. We have to just agree for the Lord to actually work upon us. So that's the most important aspect. So this is Jai Jai Gaura Chandra Jai Nityananda Jai Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. All glories to Gaur Sundar, Gaur Chandra. All glories to Nityananda. All glories to Advaita Chandra. All glories to all the devotees of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jaya Jaya Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Gana Shakti Dehe Kari Ena Chaitanya Varnana. All glories to the devotees of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, headed by Srivas Thakur. I beg their power so that I can properly describe Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Purve Dakshine Haite Prabhu Ebe Aila Tara Milite Gajapati Utkantita Haila. So now, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was not there in Jagannath Puri, so that time the Gajapati is the king, no, he actually developed Utkantita, no, like he actually developed a very, very deep desire to meet the Supreme Lord, right? No, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu returned from his South Indian tour, Maharaj Prataparudra, the king of Orissa, became very anxious to meet him. And then Kataka Haithe Pat, Patridhila Sarvabhauma. How do you read this thing? Thai. Thai. Okay. And Prabhura Agya Haya Yati Deki Baraya. Huh?
Thani.
Ni na it is not mentioned here. It is Thai. It is mentioned something of that sort. Yeah. No, Thai. So like that. Okay. So the king sent a letter from his capital Cuttack to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, entreating him to obtain the Lord's permission so that he could go and see him. Bhattacharya likila Prabhura Agya na haila no punarapi raja thare patri phataila. Replying to the king's letter, the Bhattacharya wrote that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had not given his permission. After this, the king wrote him another letter. Prabhura nikate ache yata bhaktagana mora lagi thara sabar kariha nivedana. In this letter, the king requested Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, please appeal to all devotees associated with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and submit this petition to them on my behalf. So, Se Saba Dayalu Mora Haya Sadaya Mora Lagi Prabhu Pade Kariba Vinaya. If all the devotees associated with the Lord are favorably disposed towards me, they can submit my petition at the lotus feet of the Lord. So this is a nice, this one, what is that? If the Lord himself also doesn't agree upon, if the devotees keep mercy upon another person, so then the Lord actually agrees to admit him. No, and here we see, first proposal is that he is keeping in front of the Lord, and second proposal is the higher appeal hota hai na? Higher appeal is he's keeping in front of the devotees. So Bhagavan se bhi this one, the devotees are very, very merciful, and also devotees have a greater access. So if the devotee says that this person be delivered, so then the Lord actually takes it very seriously, right? So it is very, very important. And Maharaj Prataparudra, he knows it very well, that where to approach, how to approach. If we see the difference between Kanishta Adhikari and a Madhyama Adhikari, the Kanishta Adhikari is a person who sees me and my Lord. That's all. There is nothing else in between. And a Madhyama Adhikari, he actually sees that there are people, there are devotees of the Lord who are very dear to the Lord, and I have to serve those devotees. I have to develop friendship with those devotees, right? So he starts to recognize the devotees who are there in between. And in fact, there is very nice description. One devotee actually gave an example that the more the number of devotees who are there between the Lord and ourselves, it is really very amazing. It's the example that he gave was the magnifying lens or the focus lens. You see there are cameramen who'll have huge lens, so that's very very costly to have a lot of the big lens and things like that. So in the same way, now when you put that lens, you can actually zoom to any extent. So in the same way, we have many devotees between us and the Lord. That is very, very auspicious. That's very, very nice. Very amazing. Only a neophyte, only a what is that? This one. New people come to the temple. They are focused on the altar only. So Bhagavan ka darshan chahiye, in between somebody is there, they'll just push and things like that, and somehow or other, Bhagavan ka samne jana chahiye. And experienced devotees, you'll see they'll be trying to take care of shoe stand, or they'll be trying to take care of prasadam distribution, or they'll be trying to take care of some service which is in relation to the devotees. And they're eager to meet the Lord, but then no, for them more important is to serve the devotees, because they know by serving the devotees they will get the audience of the Lord, no, in on his choice, the Lord's choice. No, Lord will want to see the devotee. So but if I want to go and fight against and then no go in front of the Lord, we may be able to see the Lord, but Lord will not see us. So it is very important that we need to have devotees in between us and the Lord. More the number of devotees, so more it is amazing actually. No more, like we will be able to have a better darshan of the Lord, right? So even in fact in the process of chanting, no, when we chant, like if we express the gratitude to the devotees, no, right from the person, like no very insignificant help also which we have received in the Krishna consciousness. So if we can actually show gratitude, no, for the devotees who are like helped, or even the non-devotees, like no, who may have helped us in Krishna consciousness, no, and things like that. So more we express gratitude, more we keep no devotees in the middle between us and the Lord, so we will actually see the Lord more clearly, no. And that is all, no, that's also one of the secrets, no, one of the tips to actually have a good chanting session, no, to have a nice feeling of gratitude actually. Now here we'll see Maharaj Pratap Rudra is like so much anxious. So in this, through this anxiety, what he's going to show in the further section, we can actually see that this is how anxious we have to be for getting the audience of the Lord in the form of holy name. We also are in the same position, and so we are every day like sitting and chanting is like writing letter to Sarvam Bhattacharya, to but without any anxiety. And there the Lord denied, here the holy name denied to give audience, and we are not able to have the audience of the Lord, right? So we need to have like the anxiety and no proper no desire to actually have a clear audience of the Lord in the form of holy name. And when the Lord is pleased, definitely we will get, amazingly we will get. Okay. Ta sabara prasada mile Shri Prabhu rapaya, Prabhu ra kripa vina more rajya nahi baya. By the mercy of all devotees, one can attain the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. Without his mercy, my kingdom does not appeal to me. Right? So this is also a nice thing, a nice tip during chanting, that if I cannot get the audience of the Lord in the form of holy name, so what's the point of me earning so much money, or what's the point of me having a house and a family and all these things? So the whole point is that if I can develop some attachment to the lotus feet of Krishna, and if that is not happening, and Krishna is not even willing to give me audience, so what is the point of maintaining my life? What is the point of having any assets that I may have, right? So like that. Edi mora kripa na karibe gaura hari rajya chadi yoga yogi haya haiba bikari. If Gaura Hari, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, will not show mercy to me, I shall give up my kingdom, become a mendicant, and beg from door to door. Bhattacharya Patri Dekhi Chintita Haya Bhakta Ganapashe Gela Se Patri Laya. So that when the Bhattacharya received this letter, he became very anxious. He then took the letter and went to the devotees of the Lord. Sabara Milliya Kaila Raja Vivarana Piche Sei Patri Sabar Karaila Darshana. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya met with all the devotees and described the king's wishes. Then he presented the letter to all of them for inspection. Patri Deki Sabaramana Haila Vishmaya Prabhu Pade Gajapatira Eta Bhakti Haya. Upon reading the letter, everyone was astonished to see that the king Prataparudra had so much devotion for the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Saba kahe Prabhu tare kabu na milibe ami saba kahiyadi dukkha se manibe. The devotees gave their opinion and said, the Lord will never meet the king, and if we requested him to do so, the Lord would surely feel very unhappy. So, okay, so here we see that one very nice thing. So the devotees of the Lord, they're actually feeling favorable towards King Prataparudra, So what is that which is actually invoking the favorable this one towards Prataprudra? Did King Prataprudra did anything to these devotees? No. Did he bribed them, or did he did some any personal service to them or something like that? Yeah, of course he did some time back. So but then did he do anything no at this point in time? So what is the thing that is triggering the what is that no triggering the mercy of the devotees no upon King Prataprudra? Any inputs on this?
The devotees can see that King Pratap is so anxious to meet Mahaprabhu. He's even ready to, so they are basically attracted with his devotion.
Yeah, it's a very nice aspect. No, when we do devotion, when we actually have true devotion to the Supreme Lord, so we become attractive, and even other devotees, they also show mercy upon us, right? Like, he has nice devotion, so let his devotion increase. No, so devotion, like through devotion, we can get more devotion. No, through devotion, we can actually get the mercy of the devotees, right? So if we are a nice devotee, a sincere devotee, so we will naturally attract the mercy of the other devotees, right? So naturally attract the mercy of the senior devotees. So it's a very, very important aspect to have a true devotion to the Supreme Lord. And true devotion to the Supreme Lord means, in translation, to our current scenario, is that we approach the Lord in the definition of pure devotional service. It is mentioned, Anyabilashita shunyam jnana karma dyanavritam anukulyena Krishna anushilanam. So anushilanam means to approach the Lord, to serve the Lord, in the like walking in the footsteps of the previous acharyas. So we are not going to serve the Lord haphazardly. No, we are going to serve the Lord walking in the footsteps of the previous acharyas. And that is like, Srila Prabhupada has given very clearly that chanting the names of the Lord, attending morning program, like hearing Krishna Katha and reading the books and distributing the books and taking part in preaching mission. So by doing this, we will be able to like, this is devotion actually. So to follow devotion, devotion means devotional service means Navavidha Bhakti, and Navavidha Bhakti done as given by the acharyas, as requested by the acharyas, right? So then it becomes like anusevanam, to do devotional service walking in the footsteps of the previous acharyas. It's a very, very essential point actually. So we want to attain Krishna as Krishna, like what is that? As taught by Srila Prabhupada, as taught by the previous acharyas, right? So that is how we want to attain Krishna. Like there are many people like who will come and say like, "Arey, like, no, what are you doing missionary activities? No, these things will not give you Krishna. So you should study some like pastimes, which are esoteric, and you should do something like very this one esoteric and things like that and all." Yeah, definitely it is there. We respect them, but we will approach Krishna as given by the previous acharyas, as directed by the previous acharyas, as directed by Srila Prabhupada and his dear devotees. So we will approach Krishna in that way, and we will attain Krishna in that way, right? So that is how we are going to attain Krishna. So that's something very, very essential, that we want to express our devotion by following in the footsteps of the Srila Prabhupada and the our spiritual masters, and in that way, we will be able to get the mercy of other devotees, and in that way, we will be able to attain the Supreme Lord, right? And then Sarvabhauma kahe sab chala ekabara milite na kahibe kahiba raja vyavahara. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya then said, "We shall go once again to Lord, but we shall not request him to meet the king. Rather, we shall simply describe the good behavior of the king. Eta bali sabha gela Mahaprabhu rastane, kaita unmukha sabha na kahe vachane." Having thus reached a decision, they all went to the place of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There, although ready to speak, they could not even utter a word. Prabhu kahe ki kahite sabara agamana, dekhiya kahite chaha, na kaha ki karana. After they arrived at Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's place, Lord, seeing them, said, what have you all come here to say? I see that you want to say something, but you do not speak. What is the reason? Nityananda kahe, Tomai chai nivedite na kaile rahite nari khaite bayachitte. Nityananda Prabhu then said, we want to tell you something. Although we cannot stay without speaking, we are still very much afraid to speak. Yoga yoga tomaya saba chahi nivedita tomana milile raja chahe yogi haite. We want to submit before you something that may or may not be befitting. The matter is this: unless he sees you, the king of Orissa will become a mendicant. Okay, so 20th we will just finish here. Kane mudra laya mui haibe bikari raja boga nahe chitte vina gaura hari. Nityananda Prabhu continued, the king has decided to become a mendicant and accept the sign of a mendicant by wearing an ivory earring. He does not want to enjoy his kingdom without seeing the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In India, there are still a class of professional mendicants who are very much like the gypsies of Western countries. They know some magical art and mystical processes, and their business is to beg from door to door, sometimes pleading and sometimes threatening. Such mendicants are sometimes called yogis and sometimes Kanapata yogis. The word Kanapata refers to one who has put a hole in his ear to wear an earring made of ivory. Maharaj Prataparudra was so depressed by not getting to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that he decided to become such a yogi. Ordinary men think that a yogi must have an ivory earring in his ear, but this is not the sign of a real yogi. Maharaj Prataparudra also thought that he became a mendicant yogi. Like that to become a mendicant yogi, one must wear such an earring. Okay, so till 20. No, we will continue next time. So I'll just stop the screen sharing here. Now we'll have some reflections from devotees and we will close the session for today. So devotees can share like how, what all things practically you can actually take home to enhance your sadhana. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, that's but I learned that's what is the intention of our devotional service. That's it's always reflect towards us, and it's only help us to encourage our devotion. Either there have no hope. If we are doing one step, that's the it's a Lord mercy. It's reciprocate, like it's get closer to steps. Either if we are not taking one step, it doesn't come closer to us. So we need to put more efforts for and seriously.
Nice. So
Hare Krishna.
Other devotees can share.
I would like to share some points. I'd like to share some points which you had mentioned, like expressing gratitude to devotees who have helped us in any ways in progressing in devotion. And other point is devotion. Devotion comes through devotion. So if it will the more we perform devotion, the more it will increase, and
more we will get the mercy of the devotees.
Yes, more will get the mercy of the devotees, and it is very auspicious to have more number of devotees friends.
Nice.
Hare Krishna Guruji. So some of the points which I can recall is like when we are trying to do devotional service, we should have to really desire for it, that we want to gain Lord's mercy, and when we desire for it that that the Lord can intervene into our desire, is that Lord tries to fulfill it. So He notes down all of our desires. One more point was that, as you told, like for example, the binoculars or the big cameras, they have a lot of lenses. Similarly, a lot of devotees in between They help us magnify and see the Lord properly. And those are the 2 points which I could recall.
Yes, Hari. Nice, bro. Yes, bro. Deepak.
Yes, Prabhuji. So, I mean, we should have a desire or utkantha like Pratap Rudra has to attend the Supreme Lord, Lotus Feet of Supreme Lord. And I mean, in practical way, we can have the desire to have to attend the taste in the holy name. That means that's similar to attending the Supreme Lord's Lotus Feet. And for that, we should have desire to be in the association of devotee, and that can only be happen with the association of the devotee. And our desire can fulfill only with the help of the devotees. Because Lord is merciful, but devotees are more merciful than Lord. So we should approach the devotees and that.
Yeah, nice. Bro. There's one more aspect I was just reflecting in this connection, that the Lord means his holy name. There is another very powerful factor of the Lord, is that, or powerful feature of the Lord, is the mission of the Lord actually. So when we develop intense desire to propagate the mission of the Lord, so that is also very, very powerful. And especially in following the instructions of our superiors, following the instructions of our spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada. So when we actually keep meditating like, okay, this is their mission, this is what they want actually, and if we do this thing, so they will be really very pleased, this one. So like that, when we actually have a focus on that particular aspect, that like in the morning time, we are focused on this one, that I want to have an audience of the Lord in the form of the holy name, and rest of the day we have the anxiety that when will I get intense desire to propagate this mission of Krishna consciousness. So these two are very powerful forms of the Lord. They can actually fully absorb us. So if we can actually enter into these two or develop desire to attain these two forms of the Lord, the holy name, and not just the mission of the Lord, it's a desire to have the missionary spirit. When will I get that missionary spirit? When will I get that desire, deep desire to fulfill the instruction of the spiritual master, fulfill the instruction of Srila Prabhupada? So when we get that, like the anxiety to get the desire, not even the desire, the anxiety to get the desire. So that's a very, very powerful factor actually. So powerful way of taking darshan of the Lord, right? So nice. Hare Krishna. Any other points?
One question.
Mm-hmm.
Regarding expressing gratitude to the devotees. So I know we can express gratitude by saying, by thanking them, or any other ways to express the gratitude.
No, that has to be natural. And generally, like I try to do during chanting or just before chanting, that just remembering the devotees who all have helped, and remembering even the non-devotees, like who all have helped me. And when I do that, and when I just remember their name and then remember what they did to me, and then like offering a thanks, personally, as if the person is there in front of me. So personally offering a thanks, thank you very much, and because of the help that you have done, so now I'm able to be there sitting here amongst the devotees and trying to chant. In front of me is Tulsi Maharani, in front of me the Lord's picture is there, and it's such a nice holy environment. Now I'm there and I'm chanting. It's just because of you. And in this way, like we offer thanks to all the devotees, and then our spiritual master, then Srila Prabhupada, and then Panchatattva. So to everyone, like it is not possible without all of your mercy, all of your this one. It's not at all possible that I get this particular thing. So this actually makes this is that amanina manadena. So like amanina means like not to have pride to oneself. Pride comes when we see that we have got something in hand and I have worked for it. It's it is because of me it has come. So the antidote to that is to offer gratitude. no, it is not because of me. So many people are involved, no, and because of their mercy, like, no, I got this thing. So this is a practical way of doing that, no, amanina and manadena. So like, no, to give respect and to give glory to them actually. So when we practically do that, gratitude aspect nicely, so then we'll see that, when the moment you the rounds are going very pathetic, you just take some time out and remember everything, and then offer gratitude. You see that a marked difference will be there, because your mood has changed, like offering gratitude to different people. So your mood has changed and you have come to a more humbler position, and naturally the holy name will flow through us. So it's a very important aspect. Just be natural and naturally feel grateful to various things that have happened in our life, right? That.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay. Okay. Sujata Mataji, you want to share something?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Krishna.
Thank you so much for the wonderful class for today. I can I experience when we are connected with the devotees. Whenever I especially connected with the devotees, that time I very concentrate fully. I done my chantings, and when I so much inspired with when I connected with the more devotees, that I'm so much inspired that I have to done more than 16 rounds. I have to read books. I have to listen the kathas, Krishna kathas, and whatever classes are going there. I just fully motivated. So whatever you are telling and whatever you tell in today's class, I really experience in my real life. That's all. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Jai Jai. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Okay. So we will close the session here. So try to chant intensely and try to develop the intense mood for distributing the Krishna consciousness, right? So both these things actually, coupled together, they will have a very powerful effect in us, right? So try your best in whatever way possible, and think that, like, many of you are now, for example, Deepak Prabhu is attached to that Janmashtami in Hope Farm, and Ravi Shankar Prabhu will be assisting in the ACS layout, and Abhishek Poo also can assist in some activities, some Janmashtami activities. So it's going to happen in a very big way. We are going to have 7 different Janmashtamis happening at simultaneous. So from our center, so it's going to be really a big dhamaka actually. And Subandhu Babu is going to lead one Janmashtami in Kagadaspura. So it's going to be a nice time. And the thing, when a lot of service comes, how not to feel burnt out is that the water, like when we cook, so when there is water is there, so then it will not get burnt out. So in the same way, so when we engage in intense devotional service, so if we are able to keep the remembrance of the Lord, then we will not get burnt out. So when we are not able to remember the Lord, or we are not able to see how this particular service is connected to the Lord, how this particular service is going to please, our superiors, or Srila Prabhupada, or the Supreme Lord. So how it is going to please, when we are not able to see that thing, then we will get burnt out. But when we are able to see how this is in connection with the Supreme Lord, so then immediately it will start nourishing that same service, which is otherwise burns out, which actually nourishes the devotee actually. So the essential thing, the essential water in this cooking is remembrance of Krishna, and seeing things like which we are engaged in as a service to Krishna. So when we are able to see that, naturally we will become very energized, and very nicely we'll be engaged, right? Okay. So we'll close here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.